And we're live. We're doing some more Pendragon, and we're down Gladivir today. But this game, one thing this game does awesomely is let people kind of keep up even when they're away. Probably better than most games. You can dip out for a session, and within 10-15 minutes of the next session, we can cover off like wherever you were without like hand waving you off. It's pretty easy. So all right, let's do it, guys. So yeah, so we were talking last time about where you were gonna go for this. I think we still need to know that. But I know there was some questions around Libram and outstanding there. Did we resolve that, or is that still a question mark for folks?
I think it's still a question mark, but I brought up a comment, but we never sat down and actually worked through it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think
pretty easy.
Financially, we're pretty screwed.
Yes, that's accurate. So,
Yeah.
So Vadin, you come from what background again? What was your dad?
I'm the third son of a household knight from Pendragon.
Oh yeah, household knight, third son, right? So that already tells us the armor, the chainmail you got on was not inherited, or if it was, it wasn't from your dad. It might have been inherited from like an uncle or something like that. You aren't wealthy, to say the least, because you weren't raised in a vassal. You're raised as son of a household knight, which is better than son of a mercenary knight, but it's still like not a distinguished place to be. There is such thing as a son of a.
Sorry, they are vassal knights.
Oh, are you? Okay. Well, if you were the third son of a vassal knight, you still aren't in an amazing position. The way that would typically work in this setting is there would be an heir, a spare, and then the third would be for the cloth. So you would have had a purpose meant for the robes, if not for perhaps Anarchy, right? Where they maybe wanted more martial knights kicking around. So that would have pushed you into the realm of being a squire rather than going away to a monastery somewhere to take up the robes. Now, if we look at that, so why don't you roll me a d10? Oh, that's pretty good. 8 Libram is what you start with.
Okay, that's better.
Yeah.
More is usually better, yes.
And then we've played through 2 full years, right?
It's 2 or 2, yes.
Yeah. Hand waving expenses and hand waving rewards will say you have 2 more Libram on top of that, so you have a total of 10. So that sounds like a lot of Libram when we compare that to, like, say, Theodric, but when Theodric's horse dies, his vassal knight's expected to replace it for him, right? If his armor has problems, his vassal knight's expected to solve that. So it's kind of like a free ride that way when you're a household knight, and if you're a vassal knight, you actually have a chance of making an income yearly. As a mercenary knight, you are literally the personal effects you have on you and your horse, and all those things degrade over time. Mechanically, we don't really do the armor degrading and all that, but we do the horse aging. So, and chargers ain't cheap. So,
Nope.
Yeah. Okay.
Sounds like
I was trying to figure it out, because I was like, okay, so we fought in the Battle of London, and that's our only income. And I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
You got paid for going to help the marshal. Remember?
We did get 1 Libram there.
Yep. And then the Battle of London, you were paid 2. Libram.
Or that?
And then that's about it so far. Everything else has been through favors and stuff.
Has that one Libram been paid to? That was paid to each of us, was it not?
Yeah.
For the mission to Sussex or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then Sussex too as well.
Almost got
Yep.
it.
I forgot about that. Yep. So 4 total. 4 Libram total. Then we'll go to Anin real quick and we'll resolve you. So what was your father? Do you have that on your should have like father's
he's I don't think we figured it out. I thought that he was not a knight, but I don't think we declared that.
So
Let me go. I'm opening it up right now.
where was your character from originally? I just want to make sure I got the right one.
Logris Midlands, Warrensis.
Okay, yep. So you were the one that actually was in service to Galhut, right? The
that's not what I had written down. I had in service to Silchester Duke Ulfius, but that's I think the beginning and end of it. I don't remember.
Do you remember anything about your origin story? No,
but we can work it out later after we're if it's easier for you. I don't.
Yeah, I can go check that beginning episode. That will tell me.
Is it? I'll double check and see if I wrote it down. But
yeah,
I'm not.
Don't they have father's class on the sheet now, or did they drop that?
Let's see. It has father's name and class on the family history and events in the holdings tab.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't really do a lot of Book of Sire stuff or anything.
No,
Yeah, that's all.
You don't have to.
It's all empty for me on that, so I don't.
Okay. No problem. It's one of the best things about recording sessions is you have histories you can look up later. So we'll do that.
Okay.
We'll put an earmark in it. For now, I'm almost positive you were a vassal knight. So I'm gonna get you to roll a d6. Or not vassal, sorry, household knight. What I meant to say. So you have 4 plus 4 for your Libram. You have 8 total.
Wonderful. Not great, not terrible.
Let's see. Go to Wayland next. What about you? What we got for you? Were you a Merc Knight?
Yeah.
Son of a Merc Knight?
Kind of. We don't have anything for the family. Just that. Basically, kind of a freelance.
Lore wise, though, were you raised by someone who owned a manor? Were you raised by someone who was a knight inside someone else's manor? Were you raised by someone who wasn't even a knight or was a mercenary knight? You know, that sort of thing. What do you think?
I think probably a mercenary knight. Okay. Someone who has gone through a lot of different places, went from,
roll a d4.
It might be higher than that, because somehow you ended up training with the Sons of Sussex King. Wasn't it? Or was it an outcast from Sussex that trained you?
It was an outcast.
Okay.
I think someone who came in from Sussex that trained me, that knew about Kissa.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes tracking.
Yeah. One.
All right. 5 Libram.
Hell
for you. And then Coleric, do we have your father's class?
I don't think we established anything in particular. I think he was kind of like your basic generic knight for the era in Selchester. But at some point, because of all the anarchy stuff, like any house holdings, lands, any of that stuff just kind of fell either into disrepair or captured or whatever. My character doesn't have anything to go back onto.
Let's go with household knight. Roll a d6.
All right.
You're not a household knight, but your father was. So you're the son of a...
Yeah. So 3.
All right, so 7 total. And that is starting Libram for everybody, and then we'll do Gladivir's next session.
what did I get the 4 from? I may have blanked out when you were explaining it earlier. I got
2
the 3 from the roll, and then 4 from...
Actually, you wouldn't have 4 extra. 2 from the Battle of London. 1 from the...
well, I was... Because like in my backstory, I was a squire during the Battle of London until Sir Ceolwulf knighted me because I killed a Saxon in front of him, or something along those lines.
That is very true. So, 4 Libram then, total. 1 for the Sussex mission, and then 3 from from your backstory, your background. All right.
Did I miss a winter phase or something, or is it still 504? I just wanted to clarify that since I know I missed a couple sessions.
It's 505. Yeah, you missed a winter session.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's 505.
That is my bad. I will finish that after session today.
Yeah, or just roll. You can roll your checks. It's going to be difficult to roll your checks. It's going to be weird to know which ones were from 505 and which ones were from 504. But if you know for certain that you didn't roll something from the Sussex mission, you can test those ahead of time, and then just do it silently in the background, and I'm fine with that. So
yeah, I'll do it in the background.
All right, let's get some battle going. So, guys, you remind me, you had agreed to be part of Ulfius's men going in his command. Is that correct?
I believe everybody, but maybe Gladivir might not have.
I was gonna say. I think before today I thought maybe there was one that was considering it, but then with the one whose name suddenly I forget, the one that couldn't make it today, had suggested maybe he went with. Yeah, thank you. Maybe he was suggesting maybe he went with them to explain his absence from this session.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. That makes sense. When we catch him up, that would make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, he asked us if he wanted us to join, and then Vadden was like, "Well, how much are you paying us?" And then everyone else stepped up and was like, "You'll have my axe and my sword, and I'm volunteering." And I'm like, I guess I'm going for the van."
Right, because there were those that volunteered for the Vanguard too.
Yes.
Yeah. I think Vadden did it because of like a trait or loyalty score or role or something, though. I think there was a reason why he stepped out even more so to go with the van. I think. I don't remember.
But I mean, Gladivir, he has an Amor and Lev Kamagus or something.
Yeah,
there was something more to
one.
it.
Okay, so yeah.
No, he's not going to the Vanguard. He was going
elsewhere.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Vladimir has a Amor and Sarum.
Yeah.
And Salisbury. And he's going that way to kind of like check out what's going on.
Yeah. All right. Just give me a sec here to get the battle stuff set up.
Probably not in the same area, but Wayland is very much looking for any moment to like kind of veer off and go towards Sauvage, because he was given an amulet to return to the king.
And that's very much going to have to be like a side thing.
No, yeah. Absolutely. That's just,
Or you got to talk everyone into it. One of the two has to happen. So
I will. Yeah. So for Sir Wayland, if he brings this up to Kolric will probably be like, "Yeah, let's go," because Wayland took the initiative in the last session to like try to introduce himself and befriend him and whatnot. And the guiding hand of the older, more experienced knight over the younger knight who was clearly having problems with his four-legged animal.
I forgot about that.
I love that one role. He's like, "Yeah, no, that was definitely not your skill problem. That was the horse being stubborn." I was like, "Thanks. I found some sort of vindication there."
All right, folks, just give me a minute here. Having a technical issue. One sec.
Sure.
And that's all we want. Okay, we are back here. Let's go ahead and continue on, guys.
Yes.
So you will be marching. I don't think Orpheus necessarily gave full details on where you're marching, but leaving Silchester, you end up traveling up the road. Maybe what we'll do is give people kind of like a folklore test avenue or intrigue if you want to ask around to figure out where you are right now.
I'll roll intrigue because I feel like I would be asking around, talking to people, trying to figure out where we are. And I fail miserably. Lovely. The tradition continues.
Yeah.
Love that for you, by the way.
So, in this case, both Vadin and Theodric, both of you are able to determine that you are in what was once known as the county of Hartford, now part of the Angles area. Now, from what you remember hearing, the king had those are both intrigue rolls, right? I just want to make sure I give you more gossip because of the intrigue. What you remember hearing is that the king of Essex had brought an army out, and Ulfius meant to meet him. What you're finding, though, is according to your understanding, you're actually moving into the land of the Angles. And the reason why, apparently, is that King Aeswine has brought his army out to Royston. And that is where Ulfius plans to meet him.
All right.
We're going to have you guys camped in Hartford overnight. And we're just going to do a little bit of a scene with the player characters just because it is a role-playing game after all. So before we start rolling to see who lives and dies on a battle map, let's do a little bit of roleplay. They're just to set the scene. This is a giant army camped out, tents everywhere, supply and support everywhere, knights relatively everywhere, mating and greeting and prepping and trying to keep their mind off the following morning.
This doesn't necessarily have to be any part of the actual roleplay, but I just realized that perhaps having this roundsy that's a bit stubborn, taking it into an actual battle may not be a great idea. Is it possible that we could do a roll or two to maybe get a better horse somewhere along the way?
I think you're going to have a hell of a time in short notice.
Sure, I can live with that.
Yeah, and we'll say because it didn't kind of come up in the last session. I think you're stuck with it. Furthermore, you won't be able to enter the Vanguard with a roundsy, by the way.
Yeah, I feel like I would stand out in some way, either too fast or too slow.
You wouldn't be able to charge.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't be able to be in the front of the charge without a war horse. So,
oh well, I'll be in the regular lines then, mounted still.
Indeed, yeah. A lot of mercenary knights that don't have a charger.
yeah. So I guess that's where Colric is he's kind of looking around to see who's around him, because obviously some of our Sussex group is in the van and some of us aren't. So now he's just trying to see who's where and who might he be riding beside. And
for sure, I think for the purposes of what I want out of this moment, though, I want this to be players interacting with players. And like if I need to throw an NPC in there, that's fine. But just for the purpose of getting some good role play in, I think that's what I'd like to see out of this scene.
Sure. So who amongst our group that went to Sussex is riding not in the van? Who might still be next to Colric?
And I think we're all kind of together.
We're all together.
Yeah. Well, between my roundsy and the Nobody in this damn camp seems to have a spare dagger. I'm not volunteering for the van tomorrow or whenever we meet battle. I'll
Yes,
be beside you, I think.
I'd like to be in the van as well, but this persnickety animal here, and I'll point to the Venus or whatever his name was. This persnickety animal will probably just drive me off, and I'd probably charge our own people.
It wouldn't be charging. It doesn't have the capacity to charge.
It'd charge for the nearest clearing to go lay down, most likely. And while I'm saying this, as some of these comments may seem a little rude or mean, I'm actually petting the animal's, the side of its neck or something.
Have you heard of the tale of Bayard?
I don't think I have.
Apparently, it was this old horse that somehow managed to leap over an entire lake. Everyone counted it as down and out, but surprised everyone that day.
Well, I certainly won't be amiss for any surprises from this fair creature. I mean, after all, he did make it to Sussex and back. And here, for that matter.
Vadden's going to kind of look around. He's like, wait, I'm the only one that's riding in the van? Oh, no.
Oh, have fun with that, bud.
I could ride beside you, old boy.
That would be appreciated to not have to go into it for the first time.
Well, it won't be any worse as London. I hope.
Let's hope not. That was a terrible battle.
I think Kolric gives a significant PC glance, nonverbal communication of London was pretty rough.
Were you at London, Sir Colin?
I was. My knight, I was a squire, and my knight himself had fallen, and I thought perhaps I wouldn't be far behind, but I fought them off best I could, and ran into his master, Sir Ceolwulf. I'm going to point to Theodric.
Theo.
Theo.
Just call him Theo. Whatever's easier.
Yeah. Ran into his master, who knighted me more or less on the spot.
No, it was Vaden here who saved me. We got out by the skin of our teeth. Well, we wouldn't be here without him. He saved a couple of good men that day. Left a lot of them back there, though. Hopefully this next one goes a lot better.
Indeed.
I hope so, too.
All fight's a good fight that you can leave from with a story.
Aye. Very much so.
The story is optional. Getting away from the fight might be the more important. And I'm going to chuckle as I reach for... I don't know. I'm looking around at this point for like something to snack on and some ale or something.
Yeah.
Vadden's going to gently poke the fire and kind of like stoke it back up for a little bit more light and warmth.
Survive the fight, then live to tell the tale. I believe that's the order of things.
Would have to be.
It has worked so far.
Get Richard, I try.
Looking for a Libram.
Such is our life. Mercenary knights and all.
Quite
Damn,
so.
it costs so much to maintain so little.
But if we were in it for the money, we would be doing something else, wouldn't we?
I think at that, Kolric just kind of stares into the fire, considering the ramifications. Because he's like on some parts, he's kind of enjoying this mercenary, not really officially tied down to anyone thing, but also like, no, he is kind of not doing it for the money. He is doing it for the adventure, the fighting, but also the money sometimes, because you can't do any of that without it. So he's just kind of staring off into the fire, thinking about that.
I think Waylon will just like clap him on the shoulder and then walk over to like a tree and just lean on it. Watch everyone.
All right. Just to add a little more context too, even though we time skipped from the last session to this one, what your actual orders have been so far, it's been a lot of waiting. The army was raised pretty quick after the end of the last session. You marched to the border of Silchester, where you stood for over a month. And then you push forward. Or that might be a little overkill. Probably for
definitely some waiting for other forces. Yeah,
for about a week for everything to organize, and then when it looked like a fair amount of forces had come, Ulfius gave the orders to march on the roads. So now you're on the roads. We can move forward. The following morning, camp is broken early, and there are orders to continue the march north. We'll zoom back in on you guys here for a moment as this is happening.
Yeah. Maybe today we'll meet the enemy. If not today, maybe tomorrow. As I'm throwing my stuff back up onto my horse and getting ready to head out.
Yeah,
I thought we were supposed to be defending Silchester. What are we doing up here in Angle territory?
I trust the Duke.
Land? Is that what they call this place?
Ulfius knows more than you know, Vaden. He knows more than either of us. I'm sure he won't lead us astray too badly.
Such is our lot. We go where we're ordered, and plans change. We're not always privy to all the details. And then Wayland will just
usually
grab
not.
a massive crate of something and push it onto some sort of caravan or something. If that's just a massive pack, and lay it on a horse.
Okay, guys. What I'll get you each to do is decide. You can decide if you trust Ulfius or if you're suspicious of him. If you trust him, you can tick trusting. If you're suspicious of him, you can tick suspicious. And if you don't know, I'm not going to have you roll because I'm not going to add a tick to you if you're indifferent. Does that make sense? So, yeah. If you're indifferent, just go without a tick.
Yeah,
Van's going to take trusting.
Same.
So is Wayland. Doesn't have a reason to not trust him yet. So.
I also have a 19 loyalty lord, so I feel like I kind of have to lean towards trusting.
Yeah, I have a 15, so I think while I trust him, does this seem in character for him?
That's a good question from your angle. You can
because I think that would impact how I feel.
Yeah, make an intrigue roll. Yeah. I think you're struggling. You're you don't know him as much as a boneheaded man. He's not reckless, He's not brash. So if he's doing this, the question is why.
Yeah, so I think that's where I'm a little suspicious.
Okay. Tick suspicious then.
Already did. I'm way ahead of you.
All right. And the thing that comes to mind for you is you remember all those dignitaries from other places that were present when you were arriving back from Sussex. All those that were leaving a meeting with Ulfius. You can't help but wonder what that was all about. Lords from all the way over in Gales and lords from up north in Lindsay.
Yeah, it just feels off.
You feel like you're probably you and the rest of the army are being led towards something that you have no certainty about. Okay. Oh, I got I might have a cold coming on. I hate colds. They're not okay.
It's the worst.
Gallons of vitamin C.
Yeah. I take a lot of vitamin C.
That and plenty of hot tea with honey and lemon.
Ugh, tea. I'm not a tea guy.
It's medicine.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to like medicine.
It's tea. You're supposed to like tea. If you don't like
tea, is delicious.
I do like. Sorry, I do like green tea. That's about it. But I don't have it often. Yeah. All right. So, continuing the march, let's see if anything fun happens. Vadin, why don't you give me a D10 roll?
All we need is my horse to go off course.
You got a 1?
Perfect. And then we'll get a D100 roll from Waylon and D100 roll from Theodric.
23.
A 3.
23 and 3. All right, give me a sec here.
23 and me.
So some of the mercenary knights, I think even for those that are meant to go to the van eventually, they'll be called to the van. You're still marching under mercenary banners right now, like bannerets of the Duke, rather than being, with the Duke directly. And some of the mercenaries around you all begin to whisper. They're frustrated. They're like, we've already been standing as an army for half the time that would be expected of us, and it's getting to summer now. Like, it's getting past season for war. Why are we out of, they have some of the same suspicions that that Theodric had, and that some of you were at least entertaining. And the general buzz right now is that some of them are like, maybe we should ask for more. Like, we were raised to defend Silchester. Now we're fighting in Angle lands, like Angleland.
Anglesland.
Whoa.
Yeah. Maybe we should they're starting to build up. If we get enough of us, maybe we can ask for double the price.
Wow.
Certainly asking for more is probably not terrible of an idea, but double might be too much. Our job is to follow.
We were raised to stand in Duke Ulfius's army, and where he leads, we follow, at least for this season. That's what we were paid for.
You're certainly welcome to try and get a raise in your price, but there's no telling that you might be completely cut from the army. I don't know how desperate we are.
I suppose worst comes to worst, so the Duke could just dismiss the individuals of most malcontent. And when he says that, not necessarily intimidatingly, but like certainly looking at some of the louder individuals who are talking about we should ask for more money, etc.
Okay. So what I did is I gave like the leader, I'll give him a name here just because you never know if one of you guys cares enough.
You never know when he's going to end up with a dagger in his throat. Not that I have the dagger right now.
Restart the API. Give me a second.
Oh, flashbacks.
Right. This only happens like when we don't touch the server for a whole week.
I thought you had a stream just the other night, though. Am I crazy?
Yeah, but not in this Roll20 server. So.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. Not like each one's different.
That makes sense.
But I mean, speaking of the other streams, we do stream on Sunday, Tuesday, and Friday nights.
Indeed. Okay, so I'm back. What was I trying to roll? I tried to roll something with the
name.
Oh yeah.
A person, I thought.
Gorson.
Oh. Gorset's the one that's yelling about not getting paid enough to do this shit.
No, he's a knight.
He's a knight that we already have.
Yeah, we already have a Gorset, don't we?
Yeah, he's the one that led us to Saxon or Sussex.
We'll go with Gwiglet. Yeah.
What a great name for somebody.
Oh, Gwiglet the Piglet. Greedy, greedy, greedy.
Vengeful too.
Yeah, definitely. That tourney score.
Yeah, right. Okay, so Gwiglet, I get what I did is I had a reckless 13. I think you guys talked him down because I gave him a -3 to the reckless because of all your guys' input. And I had him roll, and he got 11 out of 10. So he would have succeeded if not for the minuses. So I think you all kind of sway him to err on the side of caution, and he decides to reluctantly not be the voice of dissent here or take advantage of the scenario. Eventually,
good choice, sir. A good choice, sir. Just let it play out. We'll get what comes our way. We just have to stay the course.
As you're marching, the marching begins to come to a slow and then a stop, and I'll get awareness rolls from everybody.
Shock.
Success.
Oh, just failed.
Oh, critical.
You're welcome.
The assassins are spotted before they can assassinate.
Oh my god, I can't believe it.
Okay, so for those that succeeded, you see a town ahead. And most of you, if you did succeed to know where you're going, you would know that the town is likely Royston. It is filled with an army that is turned and faced you. If you are successful in the awareness, you can tell that army is indeed Saxon. For the purposes of Theo, though, you can make a heraldry roll because you critted. Okay. Yeah, it's really hard to see the banners this far away.
They're all flapping in the wind in the wrong direction.
It's more like you guys are very far away.
Yeah.
All right. The orders begin to come down to prepare for battle, and the vanguard. All who seek glory on the vanguard are to make their way to it now for the first charge.
Okay.
The moment glory is mentioned, he's Waylon's up and going.
Vadden's right there with him.
All right. We have two suckers. I mean, two going to the vanguard here. Just want to.
How?
Yeah. No. I'm just teasing.
Or is he?
Yeah. We'll let the dice determine whether or not it's.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm not going to throw something insane at you, so we're going to go with a lesser Saxon army. There's this. So for those that have never done the Pendragon thing, there's this infamous book of battle. And the armies in it are insanely hard. There's an army in it called the Beginner Saxon Army. If you ever decide to run Pendragon, just know that is not a Beginner Saxon Army.
A lie.
It's all lies, eh?
It's all lies.
Pendragon army.
Yeah, use either the cards from 6th edition or use the tables from 5.2 core book, because every army in Book of Battle is deadly, and the beginner army, the beginner army is a beginner army. If you guys are like veteran knights, then it feels a little bit like you'll probably beat most of them and come out not dead or unconscious. But if you like actually throw it against beginner knights, they just get squashed. So one sec. We made that mistake in one of our games. It was pretty funny. I threw it at Yeah, I threw it at my like one episode in guys, not knowing any better, and they were all like KO'd or defeated within like 2 rounds of combat. So
That's not good.
No, it led to some fun stuff. I'm just buying myself time while I grab the right table here. There we go.
Of course it is. That's what it comes down to. Okay.
Yep. All right. Let's pick up some intensity here.
Woods.
Intensity. That's the word I've been thinking of for the last 2 minutes, trying to figure out what was that one stat that was in Book of the Battle that's not in the core.
Oh no.
Boss music turns on.
Yep.
Gotta love a good boss theme.
Yeah, except for when you finish the fight and the boss music continues, and you're like, "Why is it still playing?"
Oh, you mean the Phase 2 soundtrack is even better than the Phase
No, I mean
1.
like when you've legitimately defeated the boss, but the game is glitched. You're like, my anxiety is going up by the second here. Why is the music still going?
Okay, so those fighting in the Vanguard are going to have one whole extra round of combat than everyone else will. As in, the first charge goes first, and then the next round everyone's fighting, is kind of the idea. As you ride up to the first charge, those who are going, both of you can make a battle test to get a lay of the land.
Success.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, so what the Saxons are notorious for is numbers. Because where you might have like commoners that you raise, they don't really have a concept of commoner and noble. Like everyone's trained to fight, and in most cases when they're fighting for their lands, they, it's not hard for them. They don't have to convince mercenaries with coin and commoners by raising them. The average Saxon fights harder than the average common person. The average Saxon is comparable to a knight due to their size and due to their base training, their long spears, which make them great anti-cavalry. They are kind of like a Kimmery Bane to some degree. And as you look over the sea of the army in front of you, this is probably one of the bigger armies you've faced. Certainly comparable with what you faced out of Kent and Essex in London. So I'm going to get, knowing that you're about to first charge into this with a much smaller force, I'm going to give those on the front line a Valor test.
Failure.
Success.
Vadin, you're keeping it in. You're holding okay. Waylon, you're flop sweating a bit.
I talk a big game,
Yeah.
but now that I'm here,
Yeah.
it's real.
Yeah.
Why did I volunteer for this?
For the stories, it's for the stories, it's for the love of stories. Let's go.
You didn't fumble, so it's not going to lead to anything other than Waylon, you do have to roll cowardly, and if you succeed, you'll tick it.
Fail.
Okay. No tick. No tick.
Do
You
I
keep it
take
together.
Valor?
You do, especially at 12. Want those numbers? Want to see those numbers go up?
Me too.
Up.
Yeah.
Gotta get those numbers up. Those are
Yeah.
rookie numbers.
Yeah. All right. So first charge. Determine the army advantage. In the case of the first charge, the army advantage will most certainly be the enemy. Intensity of the battle for the first charge will be high, which means it'll be hard to find a different opponent when you charge in. The encounter options will come from a battle table, and there won't be options anyways. And of course, everyone in the first charge is heavily engaged for one round, and then from there, you have the opportunity to fall back a bit depending on how things go. We start with a general's roll. I'm going to get one of you to roll for Ulfius at 20.
Just roll a d20.
I can do it since I'm not in the van. Unless you want somebody else to do it.
No, I think.
Go ahead. You can do it.
Well, no.
Okay,
If you're fighting in the vanguard, let's let someone else do it.
Okay.
Yeah. We want it to be someone else's fault when you die. I'm just kidding.
I get. Listen, I'm good at being the bad guy.
We're throwing everyone under the bus today. I like it. I like this strategy. Let's see how well it plays out.
This is not good.
Okay. So at this point, we know who's in success here, and then we're gonna go to the actual charge itself. So the horn cries out, and you hear the notes of charge. Everyone begins to push forward in the vanguard. You know it's your time, folks. Here we go. Here is what I need from both Wayland and Vadin. I need a d20 roll each.
18.
Nice.
7.
Nice, maybe.
Okay. We're gonna start with Wayland. You actually end up against a mounted opponent.
I can hear the money jingling from here.
Oh.
No Anakin. No Anakin bonus on that one.
Oerth Ganit.
Earth. God, I hate the way those vowels work.
Yeah. In this case, because he is mounted, this is one of there's probably a small contingent that is countercharging. So this will be a lanced opponent. You don't see a lot of these. Yeah.
Boy. Oh,
This is news. It's like, when did they learn to ride?
Huh.
They've been watching us a little too long.
Thinking back to Koleric and his mount.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're like, listen, I know some that have been around for generations. They still can't ride.
This'll be fine. This'll be fine.
Okay, when you're ready, Wayland, you can give me your attack.
It's a success.
Oh,
Hey.
beat your opponent. Oh no, you cannot sword in the first charge.
Yes.
Oh,
You
wow.
must lance.
Oh,
let you-
do you want me to re-roll it? Because it would have been a crit, but I can re-roll it.
No,
you
I
have
was
a 10
about
wins?
to. I was about to say just take your number. So if I
All right.
wasn't gonna say that, I wouldn't allow it. But how about this? I'm not gonna let you crit off of roll you already did.
Yeah.
Your choice is to either re-roll or just take the success.
I'll just take the success.
On a 50-50, not a bad call.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you hit, go ahead and roll your damage, your horse damage.
So horse damage is how much extra?
For a charger,
66.
Okay. So I'll roll.
It's on the character sheet too, under horses.
Yeah, it should have horse damage 66. It's an actual button you can click on the main sheet. And if it doesn't roll it, it's because you don't have a horse in there yet.
Yeah.
If not, just roll
yeah.
66.
Just roll 66. Okay. $21.
Okay. Well, that's a decent number. We're gonna see if he can pass his horsemanship. He cannot, so he falls off his horse.
On horse on the first pass. Well done.
Yeah, indeed. All right, that's gonna net you 10 glory because you unhorsed your opponent. You're also going to face some residual damage because this is not the only guy that's swinging at you here, and you're heavily engaged, and you're on the right now your army is losing with that previous roll. So let's see here. Give me a battle test. I did this a little out of order this round, but that's okay.
Success.
Successful battle is a good thing. All right. Here is the damage you took. Ooh, it was a nasty one. You succeeded at your skills and stuff, so that is only going to be 2 damage that you take.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm at 28.
Yep.
It's a flesh wound.
But you are charging right now, so we'll get you to make a horsemanship test.
Please, Rhiannon.
Okay.
Success.
You reel, but you manage to stay on your horse. Congratulations. You survived the first charge so far. Okay, now
it's not that bad, you guys.
Now we go to Vadin. Vadin rolled a 7, so Vadin is against a Hirthganit, or whatever you say, with a great spear. So
no mounted bonus there either.
Right. So you don't have a mounted bonus against this opponent, but you do have your normal attack. When you are ready, you may make a lance or a spear attack. Perfect. Hey, that was good. That was good. All right. And you got better than him.
Yeah.
Yes. That could have gone bad if he critted or something.
It could have gone very bad. This is where camera comes in. I'm sitting on the edge of my chair.
Yeah. Okay. In this case, horse damage, 66. Ooh. Now that's a roll.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, your opponent's unconscious right away. 15 glory.
Nice.
Yeah. And give me a battle test. Let's see just how surrounded you are by foes right now. Success? Hey, look at that.
High success.
Indeed. Man, these... so same thing as Wayland. You had 1 strike land for 18 damage, so 2 over your armor. And you pass your horsemanship. Remember to tick... when I call for rolls in battle, because battle's life or death, you will always tick your successes in battle.
Okay. Woo.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we go to a full round, everybody.
Yay.
Why don't we pass the Ulfius roll around now? Who went last time? Was it Colric that rolled for Ulfius? Why don't we pass it to Anin? Anin, when you can, roll a d20 for me.
Oh, here we go, boys and girls.
Oh
right.
boy.
I don't know.
Mm.
Ooh, I don't.
That should be really good.
Unless,
Yep.
yeah.
It's Orpheus' skill 20 versus his skill 19.
Yep.
Oh, it's Orpheus 20? I didn't know
Yep.
what battle roll was.
Yeah, I
That's
declared it last time. So
okay.
Orpheus will bring basically the battles go back into a stalemate following the first charge, which is good for you guys. It means you're less likely to take that like high levels of collateral damage, and things on the battle table are a little easier to go. So we're from here. I'm gonna go left to right. From here I'm gonna go left to right, starting with Theodric, and then over on my screen.
All right. So it's a normal round, not a charge.
So at this point, you can charge. You can normally just normal attack. Like this would be the armies now engaging full on. So the first charge went. And then everything follows, right? So before we do this, I'm going to set the army. The intensity of this battle is going to be an 11, and I'll explain what that means later. Right now, it's 11. The encounter options will be on the roll table. I need to know, Theodric, whether you wish to go heavily engaged, disengaged, or reserved. Reserved is basically being out of the battle. That's where you need to go to get first aid. Is reserved. Disengaged is kind of being on the in the back lines of the battle. That would be where Ulfius himself is disengaged. Engaged is being like right in what would be considered like the standard of the fight, and heavily engaged is like being right up front. That's where the Vanguard is.
Vanguard.
Yeah. Now the Vanguard doesn't have requirements to stay heavily engaged after the first charge, but that's where the most glory and the most death is found, is heavily engaged.
I'll go normal engaged.
Okay. Easy enough. So, actually, why don't we do it this way? Theodric engaged, Vadin. You are already heavily engaged. Would you like to stay heavily engaged, or would you like to consider falling back to engaged?
Is there a benefit to staying heavily engaged?
Yeah, higher glory, higher chance of heroics, higher risk of death.
I will stay heavily engaged.
Okay. Wayland.
All for glory, heavily engaged.
Anin.
17 Valor says we're going heavily engaged.
Let's go.
Ulrich.
TPK.
Ulrich loves a good fight. He will be heavily engaged until he gets his ass handed to him.
Okay. So now, all players, roll your battle, and then keep your success, or like keep your outcome. Remember it, because we're probably going to roll a bunch. So roll your battles, and then we'll deal with these one at a time. Hey, look at that. We got a success here, and we only have one failure, and just barely. So that's good. So Theo, you got an 11. You critted.
I crit it, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's an 11 success, and you are engaged at stalemate. Okay. Roll 2d100. You have an oracle opportunity.
Ooh.
17 and 68 gives me an 85.
Okay.
It's 60. 68, not 85.
Yeah, I got it.
85
Yeah,
is-
I said
okay.
the total is 85.
Yeah, he said both. So,
Gotcha. There we go.
Okay, one sec. Okay, yeah, this makes good sense. I'm gonna get you to give me a I'm gonna get you to give me a folklore test +5 because of who you are and who your partner is.
Nope.
Okay. Give me a spiritual test.
Again, that is a fail.
Okay. You know what we're going to do then? I think with that, it just falls to a standard attack. So the opportunity has passed you to recognize something of note. So roll a d20 and roll it twice, actually.
Do you want me to just do 2d20?
Yeah. One in 20.
That's 20.
Okay. All right. You have an opportunity to face off with, by default, you'll be facing a Charl. I think that's what they're called. Carl, actually. I think that's what they're called. They're basically the bottom of the rung of these Saxon armies. They have little in the way of armor. They aren't typically very skilled. That is who you'll face off with by default. But if you want to change that, you could face a berserker one-on-one. Berserkers bring lots of risk of death. I will warn that. Basically, you get first attack against them, and if you don't drop them, they keep coming at you, and they're really, really nasty, and they have a great axe.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'll probably just stick with Carl.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, that's fine with me.
Yeah, okay. So
no mounted bonus because he has a great spear, I assume.
He does have a great spear. You have to decide whether you're going to fight him valorously, recklessly, or prudently. If you fight him
valorously.
Okay. So you have to engage with him for 2 exchanges unless he drops in 1 exchange. So he does have a great spear. When you're ready, you may fight him. All right, you got him. By the way, the rolling the 1 is you're getting the lowest of the low opponent here. This is
whatever I get.
Yeah, you realize when you get close to him, like he's got to be 16 or 17 years old. Give me your damage roll. All right. He staggers but stays up. He looks really wounded. Round 2 of the exchange. All right. And another damage roll.
Another 19.
Okay. He is dead. You'll get 5 glory, but I'll sweeten the pot. If you want an extra 2 glory, you just got to tell me how you finish him off.
I think Theo just makes it as quick as he can, basically just through the throat and back out. Because, like, the kid's like a teenager. He's probably terrified. I don't blame him for being terrified. Battle is scary.
Yep.
And you know what? He goes down very quickly, and I think he feels a little bit of mercy for that kid because it's a kid.
Yeah. Okay, I accept it. You finish him quickly, and you get 7 glory as a result of that, and you've survived your first run. But let's quickly see. Let's see. You take no damage, and you get an extra 12 glory. So 7 plus 12. Why do we always get bots in here? Come on.
I've been getting them every single stream for the last month.
I got
it. Okay. Vadin, we'll move back to you. Heavily engaged as we go through the heavily engaged group. What was your battle roll, sir?
13.
That was a success, yes?
Yes.
Okay. 2d100, sir.
76 plus 30. Yep.
Interesting. Heraldry roll.
$16 failure.
Okay. And then roll me a D100. Or D20. Sorry, D20. D20 is what I meant.
$12.
12. Okay. So by default, your enemy is a Hearthganite. But you spy not far from you knights on the other side of the battlefield, Kimri knights that are fighting for the Essex army. Most would consider that traitorous. You have an opportunity to turn and clash with one of those knights instead of the Hearthganite, if you wish.
We're going after the knights.
Okay. Okay, let's see. I just gotta check how you do that here. If you want to change your default encounter. Okay. What was your battle roll? 13, right?
13, yeah.
Yeah, so you do have the opportunity to switch to the knight, if you wish. So hearing that you did want to switch, let me just pull up a knight here. All right. Roll me a d20 as well.
$11.
That might work in your favor. You're fighting a knight on a round C.
I'll take it.
Yep. Okay. He turns. Are you aiming to charge him? We'll say that this can be like you and some of your allies charging into him and some of his allies.
Yeah, we're gonna charge.
Okay. All right. When you're ready, go ahead and give me your attack roll.
I have to use the spear on the charge, right?
If you wish to charge, yeah.
Failed.
Failed. I should clarify too. We'll take away prudent as an option since it's already passed. Are you fighting valorously or recklessly?
What are the differences between that again?
Yeah. If you fight valorously, you have to exchange with him twice, and then it's over. If you're fighting recklessly, you have to exchange with him 3 times, and then it's over. When I say it's over, what it means is like basically you lose each other in the muck of the battle, right? It's like you lose sight of each other.
Recklessly.
Okay. Now the charges are over, so you can fight with whatever you want.
Sword success 14.
Success, but lower than you, which means he gets a shield, but he doesn't. So you got to deal some good damage here to do anything to him. But at least you hit him. He doesn't hit you. Okay.
13.
He blocks it with his shield. And then one more round.
Success 8.
Buddies.
Fumble.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
All right. Fumble means he does not get his shield, and you can add an extra 1d6 to your damage.
$21
damage. Okay.
Get it.
All right. No, he fumbled. He doesn't get a horsemanship roll. He's going off his horse. Yeah. Yeah. So you hit him. It's a deep gash because he doesn't have his shield up in time. His horse rears and throws him off, and you see him land hard on the ground. He is worth probably not a lot, right? But he's worth Libram potentially. Mm-hmm. Do you want to claim him?
Does that take me out of the battle?
Takes your squire out of your battle for you. You'll make a squire test, and if your squire succeeds, he drags him off and holds him captive for you.
Yeah, we'll claim him.
Yeah, and then it'll take probably, I think it's like it takes one whole round of your squire being gone to return him to the back lines for you. Okay, make a squire test. All right, you didn't fumble. That's good. You don't want to lose your squire that way. So your squire.
Oh no!
Yeah, yeah. Your squire does his job and returns him to the back lines. So he'll be gone next round, and then your squire will be back the round after. What that means is if your spear breaks or something like that, you don't have a squire to call for to give you a new one, that sort of thing. So I'll have to keep track of that. Regardless, that should be the end of your round. You get 15 glory plus 10 for the night, so 25 glory.
Okay, I'll take it.
Yeah.
I like it. Having fun. Not dead yet.
Yep. And then we just see if any of the damage, collateral damage, gets through. I hold on. I did 1. I should have done 1d3. 2 strikes. 14 damage over 2 strikes. None of that gets through your armor, so you're okay.
Good deal. Let's go.
I told you this is easy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let's get cocky.
Okay, Wayland's turn. Wayland.
Yeah.
What was your battle roll?
It was a 5. Success.
5 in success. You're heavily engaged.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Whoa.
Roll me 2 d20s.
What do you get a 6? Take the 6.
No, you won't. Not by default.
No!
Well, I got news for you. You're a fighting berserker.
Cool.
And because your battle did not beat the intensity, like you didn't get an 11 or above with a success, you're stuck on that rather than the other opponent.
That's fine.
Yeah. So the good news is you get to hit this guy. You see a Saxon, probably 6'4", 6'5", frothing at the mouth, almost as wide as he is tall. And he locks eyes with you, and you know it's time. He just starts to run at you with his giant axe raised over his head, just giving no sense of defense at all. And there's like foam coming out of his mouth. He is full scale frenzy.
Put down a rabid dog.
Here's the good news. You get to attack. Again, he's recklessly attacking you, which means you get a +10 to your attack roll. You get to attack first. If you do not drop him, he gets to attack you with his +10.
That sucks. Sucks for me real bad. Yeah. So are we charging right now? Or
you know what? If you get I'll give you another battle roll, just because I want to give you every opportunity I can not to kill you. I'll give you another battle roll. If you get an 8 or above as a success, we'll say yes, you have the opportunity to charge him. Otherwise, this is... Yeah.
Sorry. Waylon's mounted too, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so you will have a +5 for the mount too.
So it'll be +15 total? Not on my battle test, but on my attack?
Correct.
Alright. I'll roll the battle, but I mostly wanted to know for potential sword versus lance.
If you'd rather favor sword, you don't even have to consider it. You have the opportunity to charge him with spear if you wish. If you don't wish to charge him... Now, when you charge, you also get an extra +5 for a charge bonus as well. So you'd have a +20.
Nice.
That sounds deep in critical land. Get a lot of damage and put him down.
I'm gonna charge him with my lance.
Okay.
Froth on that.
That's the critical, baby.
Yeah. Okay. So the good news is you hit him. Now you need to do a certain amount of damage to him to drop him unconscious. You need to roll your damage with your horse. Let's hope this is a lot. 66.
Only an 18.
And now we get a 4d6. You really want to roll well here.
Yeah. Come on. Oh my god. Oh wait, I rolled 44. Ha 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 ha.
Oh, okay. Because that would not have done it.
That's better. 17. So a total of 35.
Needed a 33.
Nice.
You charge into him and put him out unconscious, and you wouldn't have done that without the charge. So
is that how the critical damage is done? With
46. Yep.
Okay, so it's not the normal damage double.
It's not double.
Just add 46.
Yep.
Gotcha.
And that goes for everyone. It just makes it a little less insane, where people can just like find a way to.
Get like 50 points of damage.
Also, players and giants are where it gets out of hand, because players will try to find a way to crunch their numbers up to 6 or 7 dice and then double that. You know what I mean, on their crits. And then if giants hit you with like 8d6, then they're doing 16d6. Like you're just dead. Like you're just not surviving.
Yeah. One day.
Okay. Well, that was good. You're gonna get 20 glory for that. That berserker that you just felled.
I'm gonna tell you the story for the rest of my life.
I respect it.
You also get an additional 15 glory for even being in the place where that encounter occurs. And then let's see if you have any collateral damage. Nope. You are spared the misery.
Spared the misery.
All right. Congrats on what could have been a death outcome.
Hello, soldiers.
He would have had a high likelihood to crit, and he would roll 7d6 damage. So.
Oh no, scary.
So.
Terrifying.
Anin, what was your battle roll?
I rolled a 5 on a 5 out of 12, so I passed with
5 out of 12, perfect. All right. Roll me 2d20. Seven.
17.
You are fighting a Earthkanite with a great spear. You also see a mounted Earthkanite nearby that you could turn your attention to. If you want to turn towards a mounted Earthkanite, you have to make a battle roll and get an 11 or above and beat the intensity to change your opponent. But if you're cool with fighting the one on foot with the great spear, you can do so.
Oh, let's try and fight the mounted one.
Okay, make a battle test. Let's see if you can do it.
A battle test. Nope. We're fighting the great spear.
Yep, you're fighting the one with the great spear. When you're ready, you can go ahead and roll your attack.
Do I get any bonuses for charging? No, because he's a great spear.
You can, if you're using a lance, you still get a +5 for the charge bonus. You do not get a height bonus on him because of the great spear.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I would have. Okay.
Yep.
I would have passed my charge roll, but
understood. Got higher than him. I should ask, prudent? Are you fighting him prudently, valorously, or
valorously?
Yeah, that's the standard one. And by the way, guys, if you fight prudently, valorously, or recklessly, the first time you do that, if you don't have it ticked, go ahead and tick it as well. So.
Okay. So I roll that damage out.
Yeah, go ahead and give me your damage.
Come on, big money. What did I? No bonus. Yeah.
Okay.
17.
You charged him, isn't it? Horse damage? Is that what that is?
My horse.
Oh, you're on a Rouncy.
It's not very good. The Rusty the Rouncy.
He stays on his feet, and now you're engaged with him for a second round. This time, you do not have a charge bonus because you're now entangled with him.
Right. Correct. Yeah. I understand. Okay. Well, we passed with a 4.
He gets you this time. But you get your shield at least, and he does not get through your shield. So you take no damage from him. So you're gonna have a slight advantage to that exchange, but you're not gonna come out completely victorious. We're gonna give you 5 glory as the two of you are separated by the tides of battle, and then you can add 15 glory to that as well for your engagement overall. And then let's see what your collateral damage is. You'll take a total of 2 damage over 2 wounds. So it's one wound each. Probably 2 arrows that's sticking you. And that is the end of Anand's round. Kolric.
So, I'm not entirely familiar with this particular system. However, I have a question. If I impassion now, that carries through this round at the least and through the whole fight, yes?
Just this round.
Just this round, okay. I'm going to call on my loyalty to Ulfius.
Okay.
Which is a 19, so this should be not terrible for me.
Loyalty, okay.
And then I did get a 6 on a battle score of 5, so I failed that roll.
You failed it.
Did. So I'm going to probably have some sort of disadvantage here.
You're heavily engaged, right?
Sure. Yes, I am. Sorry.
Okay. You are in a duel.
Excellent.
Roll me 1d4.
1.
Okay. And then roll me a d20 plus 10.
28.
Okay. You're facing a berserker.
Outstanding.
Buddies.
Can I... Let me think for a second. Do I have time to... Ooh, do I want to go mounted with my sword at 10? Or do I want to dismount with my two-handed axe?
That's your call.
Yeah. You know what? I'm impassioned on a 19 level passion. What's the bonus
Plus
on that?
5.
Even with it being a famous passion?
Yep.
Yeah, it's plus 5 until it gets to 20.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. Well, that's a 20 for my two-handed axe. Oh yeah. God, this might be a dumb move. You know what? I'm fighting him multiple rounds, correct?
Yeah,
Until he's down.
This in a duel, it's till one of you yields, and with a berserker, there is no yielding.
And with the berserker, there's no what?
Yielding.
He won't
No
accept a
yielding.
yield. Yeah, he will kill you.
I have to put him down. Okay.
Axe.
Yeah. So I'm gonna hit him with my sword first. So with mounted, that's plus 5. Plus 5 for the passion, so that's plus 10 total, correct?
Yep.
And I'm not going to charge him because I'm on that round C, so I'll hit him with my sword first with plus 10.
Okay.
That's not a very good success.
Nope. Give me your
So
damage
you were-
roll, sir.
Damage. My damage. Where's the... Oh, God, where? Oh, there it is right there.
Did you added a modifier plus 10 and you got a 4?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you roll
I got 19 damage there.
Okay. All right. You swing with your blade and you cut deep into him and you just see him keep coming. It's like you've heard stories of the berserkers being Saxon yourself. Most
I think
of
there's a smile on Kolric's face when this is happening, by the way.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we will
up until he gets his smile removed from his face. That is.
All right. This is right out of the book. I'm just letting you know.
I'm about to eat shit, aren't I?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna roll both. This could be a death, sir. We will find out very shortly.
Yeah.
All right. That is gonna be. We got to factor in you did succeed, so you get your armor and your shield. So.
So that's like 39 minus 16?
23 after armor.
Okay, that's going to be... I gotta roll horsemanship to stay mounted. Well, hold on. What's the total damage, though? That was 39, yeah?
39.
That unhorses me, because that's more than double my knockdown.
Okay, so you take another 3 damage as you fall off your horse.
So that's 26... That's 26 applied damage, correct? Total?
26 applied, yeah.
Okay, so that's going to...
And that is a major wound for you, right?
Well, I don't know. I don't remember off the top of my head what the breakdown is. I have 33 hit points total, so that's going to knock me down to like 7. 26, 33.
What's your unconscious score, by the way?
8.
8.
Let's see, 33. That puts me at 7 hit points remaining.
Okay, so, you will be unconscious regardless, then.
Okay. That's gonna suck ass. I just lost my first fight.
Give me a squire test. Do you have a squire?
I do not have a squire test. I do not have a squire, I should say.
Test for me 2 tests. I'm gonna give you 2. Prudent and battle. And if you succeed at either, we'll say that you were smart enough to like ask, request a squire, even just for the battle, for the march itself.
Oof. This is going to be even worse because the threshold's lower. Oh, hey, wow.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Take
I have a squire in training. Oh, battle's already picked, but yeah.
Okay. Now here's the tough part. You need to make a squat. You're fighting a berserker. Berserker is going to try to kill you. If you succeed at a squire test against the squire's age of 15, he pulls you free, and you're saved.
Well, hold on. Let's see, where's my squire section here? Squire age 15. No! Not only do I die, the squire dies.
Oh, buddy.
I think your squire gets run through this round, and we'll put it on pause. If someone ends up with a heroic opportunity, it'll be an opportunity to try and save you.
Sure.
In the following round. In the meantime, do you want to? Yeah, what's up?
I could try to help since I finished my guy off.
You could try, but I'm not sure you're aware of what's going on yet. So we're gonna kind of wait to see what happens with the next round here. By the way, that will end that round of battle. I also, Colric, I have to do one other thing here.
Dude, it's all. As much as I don't want to lose my character, like if I lose him, I lose him.
You take 2 more damage over 3 strikes, so two individual wounds of 1. So you got your big wound you took, and then you got 2 more like arrows.
Okay, so minus 23, minus 3 for falling, minus 2 and minus 2.
Just minus 1.
Oh,
so,
minus 1. Okay.
Yeah.
So put me at 5 current health. Oh my god.
Yeah. So you're not at 0.
Do I have aging rolls or anything like that to hit, even though I'm unconscious?
Yes, but we'll talk about that later. You for sure got a major wound if you got a 37 damage hit on you.
Because I'm sitting at 5 hit points. I'm gonna be out of commission even if I survive for at least several weeks.
Yeah. Well, the way this works too, I mean, what we'll do is we'll set you up with just a secondary character here. Let me just get that going. And I'm going to try to squeeze out one more full round of people here with people while you're doing that. So, come on. Colric the Second. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to call it that, but you can rename it.
We'll call him Rickle.
Dole Rick.
Pickle Rick. Understood.
Oh my god, they turned me into a pickle. Funniest shit I've seen. Peak comedy right there.
All right, there you go, Omar. You should see
Ulrich the second.
Yeah, and rename it as you like. It was just a joke. Okay, that ends this round. So we now pass the Ulfius roll to Wayland. Wayland, you're rolling a d20 this time. It's against his 20, but it's -5 because of the army advantage they have right now, which is just sheer number of forces.
Please don't fuck. That.
No.
Well,
So good news is that's still a 9 out of 4. It won't be a -5 to the roll. So.
Got you.
Yep. But they get higher. So you guys are now in the losing aspect of the battle. As we start the next round. We got through everyone, right? I didn't miss anyone there. Intensity of the battle moves up to 12. Okay.
Hey, Bob, real fast. So I have a blank character sheet. Am I just throwing in something vaguely similar to my almost dead character? Or?
Oh, I would make a secondary. Like, I'm not going to be able to help you through this and get through this right now, but I would make a secondary player night, like just so
gotcha.
If you want to continue on with the battle next game, you can. Yeah,
I gotcha.
And we'll probably do that with anyone else who potentially risks dropping. Okay, so with the intensity announced, you guys have the potential to face either Kimri betrayers or Saxons, but Saxons are the majority of the army. So I need to know how each of you are engaged. If you were heavily engaged last round, you can only fall back 1 rank by default. So basically, you can only go back from heavily engaged to engaged, or you can make if you beat the intensity in a battle roll, you can go all the way back to the back lines. That's kind of how it works. You can go anywhere. You can move anywhere to anywhere if you beat the intensity of the battlefield. So, Vadin, or Theodric actually. How are you engaged this round?
I think I'm gonna be valorous. Could I actually make an awareness roll to see if I notice anything going on?
No, that's not quite how it works. Why don't you give me what I'm looking for? Are you engaged or heavily engaged or disengaged?
Normally engaged.
Okay. You'll have opportunities like that, but they come out of your battle tests. So
okay,
it's more like awareness is like for like looking for normal stuff. When you're on a battlefield, it's about being able to navigate a battle, and so it's more of a battle test. Vadin, heavily engaged.
We're stepping back 1 to engage.
Okay. Theodric, you said engage, right? As well?
He did.
Okay.
engagement.
Yeah. Wayland, heavily engaged or engaged?
Wayland's going to engaged.
Okay. Onin, heavily engaged or engaged?
Heavily engaged.
Okay. All right. Our heavily engaged knight stays up front. Theodric, all 4 of you can make battle tests.
Yeah.
Well, at least a step back to engaged.
Yeah.
Same.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh no.
Yeah.
This is bad.
No fumbles though, so that's good.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So, left to right, Theodric, you did pass with a 3, engaged. All right. Roll me a D20 plus 3. Okay.
12.
You are facing a rich knight.
Very well.
On a charger. He has a spear and readies to charge you.
I'm getting ready to charge as well.
All right. When you are ready, sir, you can make your attack roll. Oh, no.
Fuck.
All right. So the good news is
I get my shield.
you get your shield. But that was a high roll for just 66.
Yeah, that's a 10-pointer that goes through.
Oh, what?
Holy shit. Bob, your dice are broken.
My dice are evil right now. Oh no.
They gotta taste the Colrick's blood and now they want to kill everybody.
That was like, I only rolled 3 dice under 5 out of those 10 dice.
Mm-hmm.
And I rolled
Both attacks
5, 6.
Lose 16.
Well, that's one attack. It's a crit. So that was crit damage.
Shit. Then I think that puts me at -1.
All right.
You have a squire, though, right?
I do.
There is one additional concern. You are falling off your horse.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Roll a d6 for me. You want this to be as low as possible. Gives your squire lots of room to... Okay, that's not bad. So you have a total of...
-4.
-4. Now, do you... We know you have a minus or a -4. The question is did you have any wounds of any points before this? Like even a -1?
No.
Okay.
No.
How old's your squire?
I think he's 17? Or no, 18 this year.
Okay. This might be the end of Theodric. Because you only have 1 wound to heal. And the highest you can get is a D3 without a crit.
Okay. Well, I did roll my squire's age and they passed, though not a crit.
Okay. We will review the detail, make sure that's right. Because this is life or death. What is your total hit points?
30.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm dead.
Sorry. You had a second wound falling off the horse.
Oh, I did, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm like, something's missing. I know. Okay, yeah. So this is why I was pausing to review it. You had your first wound, which was getting crushed.
Yeah.
So we're going to assign a random squire to you. This is all done, back in the reserves. But we're going to assign a random squire to you. What it's going to be is a 14 plus 1d6. Why don't you roll the 1d6 for me? Just so I like to put players' fates in players' hands as much as possible.
He's 19.
19 years old. Okay, I need to roll a d20 and not get a 20. If you get anything other than 20,
fuck!
All right. Yeah, that's 1d3 plus 3 you'll get back there because of the crit. That's huge.
That squire came in clutch. I want to knight him.
Yeah, right. Let's give that squire a name. Millier. You know what? Let's see what gender they are. Yeah, Millier.
Be thankful he's male, because that 4-syllable female name is virtually unpronounceable.
Lauren Wena?
Lauren and Wena. Yeah, we're so used to it in this game. Congrats on keeping Theodric. That was very, very close. I'm like
so close. I cannot believe that.
I had my accountant hat out and everything, ready to try and figure out whether we lost Theodric or not. All right. That brings us to, after that one, that brings us to Vadin. Vadin, what was your battle roll?
It was an 18 failure.
18 failure, and you are engaged, though. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Roll me a d20 plus 10.
$15.
Okay, and roll me a d4.
2.
Okay, you are fighting a Hearthganite with a great spear. He looks a bit more like a veteran sort to you, like more distinguished.
Okay, we're going to fight him valorously.
This is a duel. You can.
Oh, this is a duel.
You can opt out of the duel. Like, I didn't allow the opt out with the Sax or with a Berserker because Berserkers don't offer options. He's just coming at you. With a Hearthganite, you could deny the duel. It'll cost you a point of honor automatically.
We're fighting him.
Okay. When you are ready, he is fighting with a great spear, so you do not have a mounted bonus. You could charge him, though.
That gets me a +5 for the charge.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to charge him.
Okay. When you are ready. Ooh. My dice are on like a kill path right now.
They really are, and I hope you're proud of murdering us.
Not really. I don't like when things are one-sided.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. But there's no crit, so doesn't even do enough to do damage to you. So we continue. This time you can fight with either weapon, but your charge bonus is gone.
Oh no!
Come on!
Oh, Atai, you broke his great spear.
Yes!
Sword. That is the feature of the sword.
Nice. Good
Weapons
shit.
break when they tie, except for the sword, which breaks everyone's weapons. So, you've broken his great spear. Now he's reaching for his axe, which now gives you a +5 bonus to your attack.
Good. So we continue. Okay, yeah.
Yep.
It's a duel.
Yep. Yeah, if it wasn't a duel, it'd be probably over.
I was about to be like, and I ride away.
Bye!
Okay, good.
Higher than him. Actually, that should have been a -5 too on his, but it doesn't matter. You hit. So give me your damage roll.
14.
Okay. Now the good news is this guy doesn't have a shield, and he has crap for. Does he have crap for armor? He might have good armor. He has okay armor, and so he takes some. Yeah, he takes some damage from that. More than the 4. He takes a total of 8 damage from that. So you see, you cut into his the armor that most mercenary knights are equipped with, not chainmail, and he kind of like staggers back, grunts, and goes to move forward again against you. So because he is not mounted, he has a -5 penalty as well. You get your +5, he gets a -5. So
Good to keep in mind if I ever get knocked off this horse.
fumble.
Ha 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 ha!
Yeah, there we go. It's like finally Bob failed. Good. Okay. Then add a d6 damage to that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. You didn't crit, so.
Yeah. Sorry. Add 1d6.
Yeah.
19.
19 damage. 19 minutes. Or no, actually, minus 6 is actually what it was. 13 plus. He looks really beaten up, and he falls over. He's going to yield to you if you allow it.
Okay. Can I take him prisoner as well?
You can, but here's the only problem. Your squire's not back yet.
Oh, no.
You would have to actually like take him yourself to the reserves.
And he's what is a Horth? Is that just like a warrior?
Yeah, it's kind of like a higher end warrior of the a professional warrior or bodyguard. Where Carl is like an armed freeman. And then the only one above that is a Thane, which are Saxon nobles. So he's kind of like somewhere in the
mercenary knight level, kind of.
Yeah. He's probably worth a Libram or two.
Yeah. We're gonna take him to the rear.
Okay. Okay. You do so. And you'll get 25 glory for that battle, that duel. Coming out on top.
Woo. Your dice has me scared.
It's fair. It's fair. All right, Wayland. What was your battle situation? I'm running out of time here, so there's a
16.
16 failure.
But it was yeah.
A D20 plus 5, and roll me a D4.
Roll 20 plus 5, and then another D4.
A D4, yeah. Okay.
So 16 and then a 3.
You're fighting a knight. A knight challenges you to a duel.
It's cool. So this is one of the Kimmery traders.
Yep.
Then?
Yep.
Cool. Let's fucking go.
All right. You accept the duel.
I do.
When you are ready, he is ready to spear you, or attempt to.
Are we charging or not?
Yeah.
Okay. Fuck me.
Oh no.
Oh no.
All right, Waylon.
Yep.
This might be bad. I've
got my magic squire nearby.
So that was not the worst. 29 total damage minus 16. You take 13 damage, and
That's underneath my major wound.
This would be a totally separate wound. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, you're saying that's underneath your major wound?
Yeah, that my
Okay.
major wound is 50. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. It'd still be enough. What's your size?
15.
Just under an auto knock off. So roll me a horsemanship to not fall off your horse.
Success.
Okay, you stay on your horse. And now you're engaged with him. You can use either weapon, but there's no charge bonus or anything. You can attack him with either weapon, but your charge bonus is gone.
Okay. Seven of 15.
Yes.
A third.
Three damage as he spears into you.
Okay. Looking pretty rough. I have 12. But my unconscious is 8. So I'm still holding.
Still holding on.
Yeah.
All right. Another exchange then, or you can yield at any time. by right, they would take you captive if you yield. I mean,
is there any sort of like heraldry that I can recognize on
make
this?
a heraldry test.
It's a long shot, but yep. Cool.
Yes,
No
it is in
idea.
fact the King of Monte Cristo. You're certain of it.
Yeah. That's bad. I don't want to
yeah.
get taken by him.
Yeah. No, I don't know how to handle. You know what we'll say is like you were just too overwhelmed to even look at the heraldry.
Yeah.
Like you don't even think. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna try one more time to just hit him.
Okay.
Do you want to impassion?
Kind of.
Go for it. What's the
But
worst case scenario? You go mad and you just ride off the battlefield. So.
Yeah.
I mean,
I could ride right into Savage,
win-win.
baby.
Yeah.
That might protect you.
Yeah.
Just leaving the battlefield.
Success on my honor.
+5, and that with a duel that lasts for the entire engagement. So.
Yeah.
All right. When you are ready. Okay.
Only a 9.
My rolls have averaged over like 12.
Bob?
I know.
Eat shit, please.
Not enough to kill you. Not enough to do any wound. So we're back to
All
another
right,
attack.
you don't have to eat any shit.
Yeah.
Maybe some pudding.
At least not yet. Maybe later.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm back to you're okay. All right.
You got this, crit him.
Yeah.
Kick him in the teeth.
Yeah. All right. Oh, that's battle. Don't want to roll that. Come on. Bob! You bastard.
I know. Ooh.
All right.
That's unconscious for you. 22 minus 16. 6 more damage.
Yeah.
What's that leave you at?
That leaves me at 6, so I'm just unconscious.
Make a horsemanship roll. Or roll a d6, I mean. Because you're falling off your horse too.
Ooh. Fuck.
You're at 0, so you will need
Squire test.
A squire test to keep you alive. You need to be at 1. Okay, you're at 1. Okay, roll a d3.
Roll the d3 or
No, you can. All right. Your squire bends you and will pull you off the battlefield.
Cool. My magical squire.
Right? On in, sir. We are at yours.
We failed with an 18.
Failed at 18. Okay.
Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Well, I mean, that's my d20 roll, but then I add 5 to it. I'm sorry, I'm trying to catch up.
Yeah, remember that one time I killed everybody? Yeah, pretty much. It's not going too well. Okay, so I will say if you're just tuning in, Pendragon battle's meant to be gritty and deadly. So
But little did we anticipate it would be this deadly.
Well, little did we anticipate.
I fully
anticipate. Bless my
anticipate.
dice. Yeah. Okay. On in D20 plus 10.
That's a plus 10, 17.
17. Perfect. You rolled low. And then I want you to roll a D4.
I rolled a 3.
All right. You are fighting in a knight, a rich knight.
Oh,
yeah.
Great. Money buys better steel.
He'll be charging you. I'm assuming you want to charge him back.
Sure. Yeah, counter charge.
Okay, so plus 5 to your attack roll.
Okay. Bob's gonna beat me.
First time.
I guess we've been here before, haven't we, gents?
It's
look at that.
groundhog. Oh.
With a +3, he failed. He got
Whoa.
yeah. There you go.
Yay!
All right, so now you get your damage.
It's Groundhog Day here on Open Pendragon.
Oh no, you're on a round C too, aren't you?
Yeah, so I'm not. I don't
no.
get big damage. There's no.
If you're on a round C, I will allow you to roll your normal damage. Was a 5d6
Okay.
probably.
That's a.
Oh.
Oh no.
Yeah, I mean, the good news is you close the gap with someone who's on a charger, so now you're in close range. Both of you lose your mounted, feature, and so, or not mounted, sorry, your charge feature. So now you're just rolling against him. His spear versus your weapon. Hey, look! Now my dice like you right now. So.
Oh,
you
well,
gotta-
we have to start rolling.
Okay.
Oh,
19.
okay.
You get him pretty good. Like you dig into his side with your sword.
Okay.
And again,
Okay. Only the charge. Oh, yeah. Okay.
you get him again.
Come on, big money, big money, big money.
Hey,
Okay.
you're nickel and diming him. You're getting a little cuts in. You're starting to see his armor stain red. And again.
Hey!
Yes.
Let's go.
All right. Roll your damage, and then roll 4d6 on top of that, or hit the crit bonus damage button if you see it on your bottom left, whichever one you want to do.
I got mine to show up, so let's roll the button. Okay,
Hey, look
so
at that.
That's
It's not super high, but it's good. 32 damage is good, and that's 32 minus 16. It's 16 damage, but it's also double his size, so he's gonna fall over. All right. So 17 plus. He is nearly unconscious, and he calls yield. I yield. He is rich.
I will accept him and carry him off the battlefield.
Okay. Do you want to do it, or do you want to send your squire to do it?
So I still don't have a squire technically because
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
not diligent, so I'm doing it myself.
Okay. You you will get him and seize him, and that's where we're gonna close for the day because I gotta go pick up my kids in like 2 minutes. But
And on a high note.
Yay.
Yeah,
Well,
as
let's
we-
end there.
Yeah.
Things have been
Colrick's
deadly
fate
enough.
hangs in the balance here.
as we come to a close, and it looks like the forces of King Ace or King Acewin, sorry, are starting to overwhelm Ulfius. You hear the sound of horns behind you, and you turn to see another force marching at your flanks. Heraldry roll. For everybody, you can add +10 to this.
Colrick can't even open his eyes right now.
Yeah, would I be
For
unconscious
anyone,
still?
for anyone who's not unconscious, we'll say. How's that
I
sound?
know what that is. I can feel it in my heart.
I really hope that it's freaking Ayla, because otherwise we might be screwed as a force.
And if Ayla abandoned us,
He's-
I'm gonna hate him.
Yonan, your heraldry's
Kissy face.
0? Chris, your heraldry 0?
I thought it was a +5, so no, my heraldry's 5.
Okay.
I must have misheard.
It's all good.
Still a one.
That's a pass.
You see the United Banners, the majority of them are of King Ninteliad from Gales. And beside him are the banners of Salisbury at your flank. And
That's
is
even
where
better.
we'll-
Not
yeah.
Saxons.
And that's where we'll stop, gang. Hope you all had fun. I would stick around and say hi, but I gotta run.